picture everything you're fighting for.
Everything you're fighting for.
it better together now. Don't be afraid of letting go. I know there's more, we can be free. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for.
truth will break your chains. We have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The everything you're fighting for. Everything you're fighting for.
Hello, it's, well, it looks, for the minute, it's just me and Simon. Hi, Simon. Welcome to my first live stream. This is me, it's Peter, at MiniModelPaint Studios, in the studio, or the shed, depending on who you are and what you want to call this little box that I live in. And today we are going to be doing, hopefully towards the last little bits on this little beauty, the Bandai X-Wing. Let's put this up to that camera there, and that doesn't work very well because, well, I don't know my vertical positioning, but look at it, it flies around and I've got lag on my camera, and so I'm still, there we go. Got a few decals to sort out, and then we want to seal it and start weathering it. Let me change the camera angle, and as you can see, let's take it off the stand. So do let me know if you can't hear anything, or if things are going wrong, or whatever, you know, and we'll see what we can do to fix it. So in here, obviously all the decals that I've put on there, they're too bright and they need blending in and weathering. This needs sorting out in the right pattern, and for red 5, as you can see, it is red 5. Well, it seems to be very, very slow on this live stream. Well, that's what experiments are for, I guess. As I said, do let me know if you're experiencing any technical issues at your end, and well, we'll either carry on, fix it, or we'll rage quit and do something else instead. So first things first, then let's get back to an overhead. Okay, so according to the instructions here, I need to sort out the bits on here. Done one already and it didn't go quite to plan, but we won't worry about that. So the other one, it is number 64 and it goes on the top here. So let's get going. Please do ask questions as we're going, because otherwise today you're going to be watching me dip lots of bits of paper in this little pot of water. I've already prepared this with first the microscale micro gloss. Could have used Future, but I brushed this stuff on, and it's more or less self-leveling. It's all right. And then over the top of that, some microset. So that'll activate when I get the water on it. Yeah, sorry, Simon. I've been having some internet issues today. I don't know what's going on. If you're watching this on a replay as opposed to live, Simon has just asked. That's Simon Scale Model Jedi. You should check out his channel. The last live show he was doing, he was building one of these as well. It says, the sound seems fine, but the video seems a bit laggy. Yup. I'm seeing it on all of my screens here. It's going from there. It's about a minute behind on the main broadcast. The OBS test screen before it goes to the broadcast screen is almost live. It's about 2-second delay, and then 2-second delay after that. So, who knows what you're going to see and how you're going to see it, and if the sound is going to actually come out of my mouth or a few minutes later. It'll be very interesting to see this later if I bother to watch this back, or decide maybe just to stick to what I know and record. Okay, so that's on. I don't want to mess with that too much. Where's the focus on that? So that's about the right place. I'm going to let that set a little bit before I put any of the Microsol setting solution. This stuff is it's brilliant. If you can have a look down here, let me get you to the this camera over here. This is what Microsol will do for you. So if you can see around there where the engine bevels are, the decal has settled into those grooves. More so, let's lift this up and have a look at. There you go. Look at these insignia markings here. The red 5 on the right wing, on the starboard wing. See where that leading edge is there. The decal has sat over there, and putting the Microsol on there has basically just softened the material down so it sits into that crack. And as you're brushing it, you just keep brushing it on and dabbing it in and squishing it through until it makes a shape. And at the same, this little triangle here, can we see that triangle? Some have worked better than others, which is always the case, isn't it? Simon asks what bitrate I'm streaming at, and it's a variable. Oh wow, I'm being told by OBS that I'm down to 15 to 20 frames a second, streaming at somewhere between 2000 and 3500 kbps. And thank you, Simon. I'm quite pleased with how it's looking. Where else is this? So the cockpit, I'm still not happy with the cockpit. Things to do with that. Other places that this has settled in nicely. On the nose. Have a look. This is what Microsol. Here you go, Microsol. Just in case you don't know what the number of times I'm going to say Microsol today. Here on the nose, just in front, behind the nose cone. Let's see if. So this camera, as you can tell, is my iPhone connected into OBS. Nope, hit the wrong bit. There we go. Focusing there, and then let's just darken this picture up a little bit. So just there, allow the light to catch it a little bit. There's an indentation, a line there, and the same on the other side, and then there's a little sort of trapezoid shape just in front of this grey. And when that went on first, not only did it look this horrible cartoon yellow that it still looks, we'll be fixing that for damn sure, but it didn't settle. It didn't set in there, and about 5 layers of microsol later, and it felt really rather thick, and it just suddenly just sat into that groove, and I felt okay about it. I was thinking I might have to mask off every single one of these little bits and freehand paint these little red dots down the side, and then inside here we've got the microsol has allowed that to conform to that front flappy area, to those dots. Now, hang on, let's actually show it to you on the camera, and in here as well. What we need to do once it's all these are down, we need to get all of that in there darkened up. That's all this stuff in here. That is all mechanical, and that'll be soot, smoke and oil that will have gathered in there. So basically that doesn't need to be that plain plastic where the movement is. I mean, this does open and shut, although because I've painted it, the tolerances on the Bandai kit are so amazingly tight that that it's a little stiff now. It would, as a out of the box unpainted model, that would just fold without any issues, but it's a little bit sticky now, but it does still move. But this is going to be posed with the S-foils open, if I can open them. There we go. Alright, so that one's on. Let's cut that one and that one. Simon's saying, I'm just watching through my video on the Build Your Own Thunderbird 2. Well, how dare you? You should be watching this. Alright, so we are going to cut, might as well cut both of these out, they're exactly the same. Let's, there you go, over the top. There are so many transfers, decals. How many different names can we come up with? Water slide transfers. There are so many of the damn things in this little kit. This is the 1/72nd scale X-Wing from Bandai. I dread to think, and I know Simon, who's watching right now, on his channel, has been doing a build, step-by-step build of the perfect grade Millennium Falcon at the same scale, 72nd scale, and that thing will be probably at least as big as this cutting mat. I reckon probably a bit bigger even. And so if we're looking at that is the size of of a Poison. There are 4 people in the cockpit there in the Millennium Falcon, so the cockpit is probably about the size of one of these water pots. Yeah, that's a really, really big kit. A really, really expensive kit too. But yeah, where you're spending like 20 quid for one of these, what's the Falcon? About 450 quid, I think. That's that thing will have 1 or 2 more decals than this. Simon says he needs to check his video before sending it for approval, before he can then upload it. So I'm going to have to find a better internet connection to stream out here in the studio in the shed. I'm currently connected to the house through Wi-Fi, through actually a decent connection, and I was getting 60 meg down and 15 meg up. Apparently not anymore. I do love the stats that OBS throws at me. So, things a video nerd like me would lives for. It says on my screen here, 535 dropped frames so far, and that is about 3% of the current broadcast. I know what you mean, Simon. He says the Falcon seemed never ending with the decals, and he's sure that he missed loads. But tell me this, Simon: did the Falcon, did it have on the mandibles on the original studio model, because that thing was made from a whole load of kit bashed off-the-shelf model kits? One of the transfers, one of the decals on that was a Champion oil. There we go, look at that, nice and simple. So where does this one go? At the bottom. Same deal. So did the kit have a correctly looking Champion decal for the Falcon? That's what I want to know. I mean, they can have my 500 quid if it's got that. Let's double check that. That little device there needs to be, well, exactly where I've put it. So we had an issue on the first one that I did. I put the microsol on far too early, and the whole thing slid around, but it then stuck and it wouldn't slide around back again. So I ended up moving it over to this one. I'm going to paint over it when I weather it. I'm going to try and delete the black and then just freehand in the little key shape device. This little bugger's doing the same thing. Sometimes when you're doing your decaling, you have to just leave well enough alone. You get it down, trust that your microsol will do the job for you before you mess it all up. by constant fidgeting. That's not too bad. There we go. Am I happy with that? I don't think I'll be happy with that until I've broken it. So we've tripled our viewership. Hello to the third person who is watching it. I think one of them is me. Frankly, one of these three people watching right now is me. The other one is Simon, Scale Model Jedi, and there is a third secret person who is logged on watching this. And I want to know who you are. Say hello. Simon now says, yes, there are a few decals from the old kits. Some look like they've been cut up into pieces. Okay. Yeah, there's if you Google Millennium Falcon Studio Model Champion, you'll see this little placement, and just where I don't have a Falcon toy in here. But at the front, just where the so if that's the Falcon, just on this mandible, I think on the inside edge there's a little double diamond shape there from a 1970s oil company, which came, I think, from something like an NPC truck kit, and I absolutely love that. I think it's brilliant that you know, here is more or less everybody's favourite science fiction movie, with everybody's pretty much favourite science fiction vehicle. And it's full of stickers from lorries. So this is a very, very exciting process. As you can see, I've been through this sheet. I've been cutting, trying to leave as much on here as I possibly can. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this kit, the canopy, my original spray job was the same shade as the decal. Looking at reference pictures, it's too dark. It's a much lighter. It's a lot closer to the one that I've painted it here, and I'm still not happy with that. I'm going to strip that back and repaint it, because it's a little bit blotchy, and well, this is for show. I'm doing this as a showpiece for a couple of competitions. This piece here, this decal here, which goes on the back of the cockpit, the canopy, it has this little it has this little yellow 6 straight line corners motif. Can you see that? Let me switch. There we go, just there. Those 6 little outline, almost like marching ant outlines for a selection box. Those go on that decal up on the top here, but that's the wrong colour to this, because I've painted this and that's too dark, which means I now have to go through, and I'm not going to cut those out, they're too small. I have to freehand those in. Not looking forward to that. That's probably going to be the last job of this kit. After everything is sealed and everything is ready to go, that's going to be the last little thing I do, because if I mess it up, I can then, if it's sealed, I can then just delete it. Right, so I'll see you a bit later then. He's found some bits that he needs to tweak in his edit. I'm sure I'm going to be here in a couple of hours' time, so do come back and say hello again. So still got mysterious viewer number 3. Who does not want to be known. Get that. There we go. Let's put that up there a little bit. And this literally has been my week. If I've not been editing video or podcasts this week, I've been doing this. And this, I mean, I've been stooped over this model, painting water onto plastic stickers. And taking photos to show the world. Okay, I'm going to let those sit for a minute. Let's see what's the next. My favourite part of doing decals, and I've never done this until this build. Probably because no other kit that I've ever built has had quite so many as this. But if you can see on my instruction sheet here, I mean, yes, I haven't deleted these because I've either not used these or I'm not worried about them. But here, I've been blacking these out with my very favourite stubby barrel permanent marker. And here we go, 64 is done. 65 is done, and then on the other wing 65 is done and 64 is done. So that now leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to go. 12 decals down. No, 12 decals up. Something like 120 down. So in terms of mistakes that I've made on this, and I will let you know, apart from, so there's been that one which spun around and ended up in the wrong orientation. That's mistake number 1. Actually, about mistake number 3. This one here actually folded as I put it down. That just slipped and folded, stuck to itself. So I ended up finding a similar shape and cutting it out of this bit of canopy there, because that's exactly the right type. Couple of other little bits didn't conform quite as I'd wanted, and these I left that to set by itself, and don't know what happened. A bit of surface tension just took it and it moved 1/4 of a millimeter, and so it's not quite square on. So we're going to fix that with oh, look at that, that's nice and clean. We're going to fix it with weathering at some point. So what's next? Tiny little 92. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 92s. Now I have a feeling I've seen where they are. No, where are they? 92. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Right, let's cut them all out. So part of the experiment of me streaming this, it's partly a technical exercise to see how robust my connection is to the outside world. or if it's just a case of uploading packet data to finished products that I can do from here, rather than a constant or varying bitrate as we're trying to achieve in here. That's the wrong knife. Now for something as small as this, tweezers might and have been too big, and so I've just been stabbing them on the end of my sharp knife, and as you can see in this light, this brand new fresh blade, it's been on this handle for about a week, and it's already rusting because of the amount of water contact it's had. Okay, so looking at 92 down here, that wants to be in that orientation, and it goes with the middle along that little line there. I haven't finished gluing this together actually. It's because it's a snap kit. It's quite happy just to stay snapped together. But I will be finalising before I stick this to the major public eye. It will be glued together. So that goes on there. So, anybody else want to tell me a story? There's nobody else watching. I'm talking to myself. So yeah, this technical experiment, it's two seconds. Sorry, let me just mute this mic. Sorry, and I'm back again, just replying to a quick message that popped in on my phone. So the next one. Now, I've been talking about Microsol a few times already.